Hello, and welcome back to Eleanor Rigby Diaries. Um, I haven't recorded anything in the past 2 or 3 months mainly because this time period every year, the part time job is more of a full time job, and I'm pulling 60 to 80 hours every week. Um, and there's just not much time or energy left over uh, after that. Um, it's good though for the money. It is what gives me extra money to do repairs to the house or car or pay a medical bill, things like that. And so I just do my best to suffer through it and, um, you know, and then it eventually slows down. It helps that my son works with me some, so it's nice to spend time with him. Um, but this year was especially painful um, because of the whole osteoarthritis thing. But anyway, I digress. Um, I am starting a mini series within the series right now because there's a bit of a shocker going on in my life right now. And, I've had a lot of interesting stories in my very strange life. Some good, some not so good. And sadly, over the years, I've forgotten so many of the details. So when I tell them now and think about them, I'm like, well, that doesn't even really sound all that interesting. And I basically have a plot twist going on in the story right now, at this moment, that I decided that I wanted to record while it's going on, while the details are fresh in my mind. Because, worst case scenario, I can uh, go back and relive a little. I may go back and delete. Um, I will see. We'll see. Time will tell. But anyway, I also am really, really feeling the need to talk about all this. So this is kind of therapy also. Um, so I hope that hasn't been a super boring intro to it all, because what's going on is actually interesting and exciting even. So first we have to go back about 10 years to when a friend of mine introduced me to a friend of his, and we'll say his name is Dane, okay? Um, Privacy protection and all that. And this guy, well, he's physically attractive. That's not a requirement for me, but it's not like I'm going to turn it down as a bonus. And this guy is, in his style and his face, is extremely attractive to me. He is balding on top and very self-conscious about it, so he always wears a boggin, as in Jay and Silent Bob, and Lord knows I'm crazy and super attracted to Jason Mewes. Um, anyway, this guy also just has this kind of laid back but still stylish kind of style. And He seems fun and interesting also, and he is a stoner like me, which I think might be why our friend introduced him to me, because he did it because he thought that we might get along, and we did instantly. Um, we had a small fling. Um, I couldn't even give you many details about it because it's been too long. It didn't last for very long, and I also can't tell you why it didn't last for very long. The best theory that I can come up with was he was 26 at the time, and I was 40. Um, and he was not ready. I suspect that I was probably more into him than he was to me. I don't think he was ready to, like, settle down, but I could be wrong. I honestly don't remember. Um, After it ended, we kept in touch, and a couple of months later, he ended up moving into the house with me and my son. I believe his mom had kicked him out or something. I don't remember. And he was my roommate slash housekeeper somewhat for several months. I do remember him starting to date this girl. I remember being jealous. I don't remember a whole lot of anything else, but we did have a falling out of some kind and ended up parting ways after several months. But I never forgot about him because at least most of the time, until we had our falling out, we were incredibly compatible, even just as roommates. I remember having really good times with him and my son, the three of us, like some kind of little family unit. And I also remember that Kane and I had a whole lot in common as far as our entertainment. Our entertainment likes, words are not working all that well at the moment. So, never forgot about him. I would think about him from time to time over the years and wonder how he was doing, and think about shows we used to watch together. And but I thought that he hated me, so I I never tried to get in touch with him. I think I might have looked him up on Facebook once. So he well, so a few things lately had been reminding me of him more and more. TV shows and I don't even remember what else. And I just, a couple of weeks ago, I thought, I'm going to look him up on Facebook just out of curiosity. And I found his page, and I thought, what the heck? And I sent him a friend request. I thought, well, the worst he could do is say no or delete it, And so, I don't know, 4 or 5 days later, I get a notification that he accepted my friend request, and I was shocked and happy. So, and I had just been lately just craving more and more stoner companionship. I just keep thinking about what is it that I used to do that was so much fun, so enjoyable. And I just kept thinking back to mainly my one long-term boyfriend, about how that we would come home, after work, and uh, after my son had gone to bed, we would um, just chill, smoke a bowl, watch some TV, all this different stuff, and I just missed, how much fun that was, how pleasurable having a companion who enjoyed doing the same things that you do. And I mean, with that, sex was one of those things. I mean, everything is more intense when you're high, and including that, and um, that was really fun too. But but I've been left on the shelf for so long now, and my expectations are down to absolutely nothing. So I was just thinking, well, I can't find love or anything even approaching it. So, but maybe if I could at least find some stoner companionship, someone to hang out with sometimes, um, that would at least give me something to look forward to. And so and I had found one friend like that, but he lives too far away for me to see him very often. So, like, maybe once every couple of months. I was just wishing there was somebody local here that I could hang out with, like, even once a week, maybe on the weekend. That would be great. Give me something to look forward to, something fun, because I've had very little fun in my life for quite some time now, and that is bad for me. Because I believe in the concept of holy laughter that one of my friends theorized. And one of my favorite things in the whole wide world to do is to laugh. So I'm always looking for that and craving that. So I messaged Dane, and we got caught up just a little bit, and I asked him if he would want to hang out sometime, not knowing what his situation is with, is he married, has a girlfriend, whatever. I did see on his page that he had a sign, a young sign, but there was no other info on there about all that. So I didn't know if he had the time or the interest or anything, but he did. And so we planned for him to come up that Saturday night. And so I was really looking forward to this. Mainly because, the main thing I remembered about my previous time with Dane was that, with Kane, is that all these shows that we used to watch together, and just how much fun it was hanging out with him. So the thought did cross my mind very briefly about, wouldn't it be nice if there was something more than just hanging out? Because I never stopped being attracted to him. But I quickly blocked that out of my mind because I assumed that he was probably with someone, and just purely because I have had absolutely no hope whatsoever, and I just reached the conclusion that I'm completely unattractive. There's just going to be nothing, I can't say completely unattractive. There has been one person who's seemed to be a bit attracted to me, and maybe I'll talk about him later, but let's just say that he's not suitable at all. So, anyway, so Kane comes up. He looks pretty much the same to me, other than he's cut the pretty long hair. But I can't tell any difference after 10 years. He says the same to me, and I'm like, whatever, because I feel like been a drastic change. But he, well, anyway, so, and I've planned ahead a little. I've got, like some munchy food and whatever, and, we, smoke up and get, decent buzz going on. We catch up some more. We start talking about shows that we used to watch together, because we're both big Adult Swim fans. Particularly stuff like Futurama, Squidbillies. I mean, I had forgotten just how much stuff that we had watched together 10 years ago. So this is a big deal here. I don't know if you can understand that or not, but how much both of us are into basically stoner humor. And so this is great. We're having a blast. And he's been here, probably 3 hours at this point. And basically every minute of it has been highly enjoyable. I've told him some very frank and honest things about what my life has been like since I saw him last. And I've just been extremely honest with him, very open and forthright, and I'm high, so I'm having some pretty deep thoughts about things, but this stuff is just kind of interspersed into the, really funny entertainment that we're watching. We may have even listened to a little bit of music too. He's musical. He sings, which is something that I did not know before. I don't know why. Maybe it's something that he's done, he really discovered more since the last time I've seen him. Anyway, I'm sitting here at this end of the couch like usual, and he's sitting about, halfway, about the middle of the couch. And he reaches over and just does a, really light, short stroke with a knuckle on my leg. And I thought, okay, well, he's an affectionate person, so maybe he just wants a little friendly affection. So I put my hand in his hand, and he holds it, and he's stroking my fingers, and I'm thinking, well, this is really nice, but it can't be, what I'm thinking. But then he scoots over, and he I don't remember exactly how it all went down, but he started kissing me, and it was good, and things progressed pretty rapidly. We have been down this road before, more than once, and it was good. It was fun. It was passionate, and it was also over with fairly quickly, which is fine by me. I'm into it more for I mean, I don't have to get off to really enjoy what what's going on. In fact, I think yeah, I get more enjoyment out of just all the sensations and whatever. But I just chalked it up to, I just had a little thought of, well, it's probably been a while for him, because that's pretty normal. If a guy hasn't had sex for a while, that he might get off pretty quickly the first time back in the saddle. So that was great. And we went back to hanging out, smoked some more. I mean, we've been smoking periodically already. We might have had some food. I don't remember. I think I had a couple of like Mike's Hard Lemonades in the fridge, which he drank. Because he likes to drink also. I'm not much of a drinker myself. And we just hung out more, watched more stuff. And then at some point, oh, I should say, he got up here like, I'm going to say 7 to 8, somewhere in that time frame, that on a Saturday night. And at some point in the wee hours, he kind of leaned over onto me and we cuddled, and he said something about wanting to hang out some more and maybe do other stuff, but he was, pretty tired. And I was like, oh, that's fine. I had no expectations. I mean, I wasn't expecting anything to go down in the first place. Well, but he's rubbing, he's just kind of lightly stroking my leg, and I'm stroking his back, and we're just enjoying whatever we're watching, and the cuddling. And then he is stroking my legs like even more, and it didn't take long before that escalated into round 2, which was even better and lasted even longer. And wow, I was just flabbergasted at this point. He left about 5 or so Sunday morning, and I just I passed out shortly thereafter, just in a state of complete and utter amazement, bewilderment, shock, intense happiness, disbelief. I hope you're getting the picture of just how many conflicting and varying emotions are going on here. I'm just like, sorry about the background. I had it on a concert, and you never know what's going on with that. Anyway, so I'm just like, wow, I don't know what to think about this. It's so far beyond what I had expected and hoped for the evening. And I believe he told me he would see me the next Friday and Saturday. And that was amazing to me. And he kissed me goodbye. At no point during the night did I feel like he was just horny and wanted to get some. I mean, he spent hours and hours of quality time with me, watching things that we loved, introducing each other to things that we discovered since the last time we saw each other, laughing, having sex, kissing, just having a blast. I mean, and talking about intense and important and deep things. And so there wasn't, I mean, almost every minute of it was like, very pleasurable to me, in different ways, multiple levels. Just, I'm trying to my best to paint a picture of the intensity of all this, for me at least. I know it had to have been intense for him too, but I am, with me being bipolar and, maybe even being a Scorpio, if you believe in that sort of thing, this was like just getting picked up by a tornado and carried off up into the sky. That's so maybe you can get the gist of what I'm talking about here. I hope you can, because there's a few more parts to this story. This is encounter number 1. Thanks for watching.